Problem 5. Steve buy a small piece of land for 10,000 down and defer the annual payment 500 a year for 6 years starting 3 years from now. If the interest rate is 8% per year, what is the present cost, present value of the investment? And B, what is the future value, future cost of the investment at the end of year 8? So we need to draw a correct cash flow diagram for this case. And again, like I say, this is basically culminate what we learned in today's lesson. So I suggest you to pause this video, try yourself before you watch and understand the problems. If you can solve this problem by your own, I should be confident that you understand today's class materials. So let's talk about the years in here. Small piece of land for 10,000 down. So it means, and talk here is 8-9 years. So we have it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Piece of land, 10,000 down. It means Steve pay now for 10,000 for this land, just like a down payment. 10,000. And then he deferred the annual payment. Instead of defer, it means that you don't pay immediately. Just like you see some advertisement on the car sales. It say no payment for 6 months, etc. So they defer payment. In this case, he deferred for 3 years. Starting the first is he make a deferred annual payment of 500 a year for 6 years, starting 3 years from now. So now is 0. Now is 0. 1, it's going to be 1 year. 2 year. 3, so 3 years from now at year 3. And this start the annual payment, that is 500 at year 3. For 6, so 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 amount. 6 for 6 years, as you can see. And that A equal to 500 per year. And the question is, what is the present cost of the investment? So what is the present value? What is B in here? And that is A. The B is, what is the future of this investment at the end of year 8? At the end of year 8 will be here. So that is B. What is the question asked? So let's do this. The equivalent amount, the one that you spend 10,000 down and 500 per year, starting at year 3 for 6 years until end of year 8. So what should be the P value? The P. So let a scenario, what is the present value? So that is P is equal to 10,000 at year 0. So it will be 10,000. It's the same year, so you don't have to do any conversion. It's the same time 0. So we can add the money at the same period together. So now money 100 now, you can add, that means 200. But you cannot add, I have $100 now, and 10 years later I have another $100. You cannot add those two numbers because different years, they are not equivalent to add. So in this case, P at now, and you spend now 10,000 for the down payment, and then plus the equivalent of the A for 6 years. So what does that mean? We can apply plus 500. That is given A 5P, right? Given A 5P. So 500, then equation, remember, given A 5P, so 2P given A, interest is 8%, so I here 8% per year. So it will be 8% for how many years? The annual amount is 6 times, 6 years, so it will be 6. Have we done with that? No. Just what if that? What's the difference if I pay at year 1 for 6 years and this is deferred for 3 years, start at year 3? So that's something wrong. How can we do that? Go back to the note. It is important here. The note for P and A. You can see here. P must for the uniform series present value and capital recovery factor P over A over P. The note here, P must always be located 1 period prior to the first A. Prior to the first A. What does that mean in these scenarios? These scenarios, what you have here, this one, these components, is P, but 1 period prior to the first A. So that one here, 1 period, first A is year 3. So the one actually located is, I make a phantom number here, that is P P2. Okay, so that basically phantom 1 period prior to the first A at year 3. Then P, this have to be at year 2. So let's put that one here. Year 2, P2. Makes sense? But we wanted year 0. So you have to print the P2 to P. 0. Print back to 2 more years. And that one single payment, P2, somewhere in the future, bring back to the present value P. So that go to given F5P. So that's why it become an F value. Yes, P2 become an F value at year 2. I want to print something before year 0. It means that I have to time the factor. Given F by P, P over F, 8% for 2 years. Very important there. And that you have, okay, so that one, basically that is P2 phantom, and we have 2P. Understand everyone? So that is the factor we have that. Keep in mind because of the note there. So with that we can use the table or equation, and that by now you know how to use that. I just plug the number P over 8%, 6, so 4 point from the table 6229 with table 8%. P over F 8% too, so 0.08, 5, 73. And with that we get the equivalent amount is 11,981.61, and that is the answer. The amount you spend, down payment $10,000 now, and you defer for 3 years and pay annual amount $500 per year for another 6 years. Equivalent now 11,981. Okay, so let's go that and go to B. B become maybe easier. What is the future value of the investment at year 8? So we can do that as well. So B. F, that is F, it equal to, at first we have 10,000 down, so you have 10,000. But that at year 0 we want at year 10, so you have to convert that to year 10. So given P sometime in the past to the future, so it given P by F, so F over P 8%, and then 8 years, because that 8 years apart from 10,000 to F at the end of year 8, plus the amount that we pay for 500 for 6 years, so it will be 500 dollar. And given A5 app, so it will be app over 8% for 6 years. And we already have the note. Go back to the note here. Future value app occur in the same period as the last A. Do we have that in here? Yes, we have that. If here, last A at year 8, app at year 8, so it's the same. So we good. Can apply that equation and use the table. We can have app equal to, use the reference. You can have that is equal to 10,000, and then you suggest you to go to the table familiar with where this number come from. In the exam reference 8509 plus 500 7.33, go to table with 8%, 59, and it will be the future values equal to 22,176.95, and that answer. Okay, so now let me go back to A. You see I leave a blank in here. To find out A, we have another alternative, and that's why I leave here to show you. Instead of converting like this, it's a little bit tricky that I show you there. We can do like this one. P, of course, 10,000, no change. Just the second part is tricky. 500. Now, instead of you P over A, I bring that money to the future at year 8. So I will put that it will be P. Instead of P, I bring it to the future at year 8. F over A, 8%, 8%, and 6 years, just something we did in the part B. %, and 6 years, so we print that at year 8, and then at year A we have present value, we print that back to year 0, 8 years, from 8 years in the future to year 0, so it given F5P, so I can have that P over F 8% for 8 years, and that should get the same answer. So we have 10,000 plus 500. This factor here you already have in the B, F over 8%, 6, which is 7.3359. That is part B we have, and then we just want to find out the F over P, and we already have here for the F over P 8%, 8, then just flip that number, it will be 0.5403 for P over F 8%, 8. You just 1 divide by 1.8509 in here, right? Just there, or you can use the table. From that we can get equal to that should get the same answer, equal to 11,981.79, and that should get similar answer you have there. So there are two ways that you do. and you have additional problem here, please practice and make sure you understand all the concept in today's class. Before we move forward in the next few lessons, we learn about how to evaluate project alternatives.